Okay, people, hello. Today we are gonna have a review of the book To Kill a Mockingbird. In this video, we are gonna check the most important characters of the book and the characteristics and the descriptions that they have. As you know, the book that we are reading is To Kill a Mockingbird, created by Harper Lee. The first character that we are going to see this time is Scott Finch. Basically, she is the main character of the book, and with Scott, we have some characteristics. Her complete name is Jean Louise Finch, right? So, but people call her Scott. She is the narrator of the story, and the story takes place from the time Scott is 6 years old until she is 9 years old, and she tells the story as an adult. Right now, when she's telling the story, she's an adult and she is narrating the life from 6 to 9 years old. She is a tomboy who would rather solve problems with her first than her with her fist than her head, right? With her fist, right? She's a tomboy, she's like a boy, and she likes fighting. In the book, you will see that she fights with some people because of some problems that she had. Throughout the course of the book, Scott comes to a deeper understanding about life around here. So she understands that the meaning of killing a mockingbird, right? While she sees Tom Robinson and some other people, right? Like Boo Radley, and she understands them. Then, in the second character, the second important character, we have Scott's father. We have Atticus Finch. Atticus Finch is the father of Jem, Scott's brother, and Scott. He is a widower, his wife died, and he is a lawyer, right? And he, basically, the main characteristic of he is that he fights against discrimination and racism, and he defends Tom Robinson, who was unfairly accused by Mayela Ewell, who accused him of raping her. And later, we see that Atticus has some problems because of this. So this is Scott's father, right? Mr. Finch. Then we have Jem. Jem is Scott's brother, Jeremy Atticus Finch, right? The older brother of Scott. He is basically 10 to 13 years old during the course of the story. When the book starts, Jem is 10 years old, and when the book finishes, he is 13 years old. So he is Scott's protector and best friend, and Jem also deals with difficult issues through the story. He has many problems, and he has a very good friend. We have also Deal Harris. This guy is basically the friend of Scott and Jem, Charles Baker Harris. Jem, Scott's neighborhood friend, living in Maryland. Then Deal spends every summer with his aunt, Miss Rachel Harberford. In this case, Deal doesn't live near their homes, right? He just comes for vacation, and he and Scott and Jam, they have really good stories and adventures, right? Then we have Tom Robinson. He is basically the Mockingbird from our book, the man who is put on a trial for raping a white woman. The white woman, as I said, is Mayela Ewell, right? She accuses him of raping him. So Atticus defends him, and basically this happens in the second part of the novel. In the first part, it is mostly about the adventures of Jem, Scott, and Deal, and also Boo Radley, right? They also do some crazy things, and their father, right? And then we have Boo Radley. This is the mysterious neighbor who lives across the street from the Finches. This guy is considered of having like a mental problem, and he doesn't go outside of his house. He stays inside of his house, and the kids, right? Scott, Jem, and Deal, they always try to talk to him, or they always want him to go outside of the house by doing some tricks. And Bull Radley, as you will see in the book, Bull Radley is the one who leaves some presents for them in the nut hole, in the tree that is outside the house. There we have some other minor characters. The Ewell family, as I said, the white, they are called The white trash, the Ewells, were a poor and uneducated family with evil intentions towards Tom Robinson. In this case, we have the father, the mother, and the son, right? You will see that Mayela Ewell is the woman he's who is accusing, right, Tom Robinson for raping. Bob is the no good, useless father who spends his life or his welfare checks on alcohol instead of helping his family. This is the father, and he is an alcoholic man, and he never helps the family. And there are also some other minor characters, right? The Cunningham family. This is also some other minor characters, but they are very important because there is a guy which is called Walter Cunningham. He was a farmer, and when he couldn't pay, for example, Atticus for legal services, he used to pay with some services and for like farming things, right? So he didn't have money, but he paid with some other things. And Walter Cunningham, the son, has a problem with Scott in the school, and you will see that in the first chapters of the book as well. Then we have Calpurnia, which is another minor character, but she is very important. Since Scott and Jem don't have a mother, Calpurnia, an African American woman, is the one who takes care of the kids, right? Calpurnia plays a very important role because she is like the mother of the kids, and the kids obey her. So she has authority over the kids, and she even tells them what to do. And when she gets mad, she starts talking in a very difficult, like a difficult way to understand, right? And then we have Miss. In this case, also something that it mentions over here is that this woman uh, knows how to write, and she teaches Scott how to write, right? Miss Also we have the other character, which is Miss Maury Atkinson, one of the most open-minded citizens in Macon. She lives across the street from Jem and Scott, and she helps the children to better understand their father Atticus. Basically, when Atticus does something and Jem and Scott don't understand about this, Miss Mori, she helps them, and she explains them that her father does the best for them. She's a good neighbor. Then we have some themes in the book. Education is one of them, and then we have poverty, right? After poverty, we have prejudice, and then coming of age, right? Uh, in the case of education, it's important the importance of an education and how society is segregated, even with race and ethnicity. In this case, uh, black people didn't have the same schools of white people. In the case of the book, right, the time. Poverty also, it was the depression of the 1930s that affected the entire South in a dramatic fashion, right? One example of this is the U.S. version, the Cunninghams. They were very poor, right? These two families were really poor. And then we have the prejudice, segregation of the South. There were some places in the book that were segregated. Segregation, I don't know if you saw the video that I uploaded about the African American history. Segregation is that only black people and white people are separated. I mean, if there is a school, there is a school for black people, and there is another school for white people. And of course, the condition of the black people's school was like really horrible, and the condition of the white people's school was really nice. And also the coming of age, the maturation of both James and Scott. As you can see, they were 7 and 10 years old when the book starts. So 3 years pass, and they get mature enough to understand some topics from the life, right? This is the other important part. So this is the Mockingbird themes, and we have also trust and racism also, right? The trust that Atticus with the children, and also the racism against Tom Robinson. That is another important thing. So this is basically the description of the characters, like the important characters and the minor characters, people. So have a nice day. I hope to see you soon. Take care.